Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
All right, guys. Hey, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, John Harcar, and I'm here today with Oliver Graff, and we're going to talk about just his real estate journey. Some of the things he did to build the business and the companies that he has. Remember, guys, here at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, really all real estate entrepreneurs, 2 to 5x their business by providing tools to grow the businesses they want to grow and in turn kind of live those lives that they've always dreamed of. So Oliver, welcome to our show.
Thank you. Excited to be here, and definitely excited about 2 and 5xing our business.
Yes, everybody wants to 2 and 5x their business, and we'd love to help people do that. And I'm looking forward to talking about you and all the stuff that you have. I know we talked a little bit before we got on the air, but before we talk about where you're at today, why don't you give our audience kind of a little idea of who you are, right? Your background, where you came from, and what got you to today.
Sure. So we've had quite the journey in real estate. We've been on the Inc. 500 8 times for fastest growing company. And to rewind all the way back, we started, me and my partner Sam, we started selling cell phones in the mall together in college.
Awesome.
And so we were those guys that basically would stop people in the mall and try to sell them a phone or get them to switch their phone service. So it was a very direct sales heavy business, which was great looking back to just learn the game of sales in sort of a, I don't know if I would call it hardcore environment, but hardcore environment, direct, direct face to face, belly to belly. And then from there, we kind of, went through the college experience. And then when we graduated, really wanted to continue in sales. And so our thought was, if we're going to sell something, we might as well sell something expensive. So what are the most expensive things that we could think of? And it was yachts, airplanes, and houses. And we didn't know anything about yachts or airplanes, so we figured houses would be the great way to go. And then
did you know anything about houses?
I knew what a house was.
Of course.
So no, by no means were we experts at all. We were very green, but we figured compared to jets and yachts, houses was probably an easier entry,
more accessible, easier to maybe learn off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So this was probably right before the Great Recession, 2006, 2007.
Mm-hmm.
So we started just doing regular real estate, and then with the market collapse, got really heavy into short sales, did a whole bunch of short sales for a few years, and then that started drying up about 2010. And then from there, we decided we wanted to go the brokerage route, but rather than...
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Doing it the traditional way, we wanted to take kind of a different approach, which was, our model with Big Block Realty, which was basically, we took the best elements from like the brick and mortars and the virtual brokerages and got rid of the things that we didn't like. And we turned it into a membership-based 100% commission model. So the agents would pay a monthly fee to be a part of the brokerage, and then they would get 100% commission. And so that, we started in a one-room office and then grew from there. And, fast forward, 6-7 years later, we had over 1,000 agents.
Incredible. Who came up with this idea for this type of model? Who was, who thought about doing that?
So me and my partner Sam back then were really heavy into masterminds and really heavy into, reading all the real estate books and kind of, learning the game. We were really committed to that. And I think we read a book by Robert Allen called Multiple Streams of Income. And he talks about all these different ways that you can make recurring revenue. And so we kind of looked at that, like that was kind of the seed was planted. And then we went to a mastermind and kind of pitched the idea of like, hey, what do you think about like a real estate brokerage, but make it more of a membership model? And we kind of pitched the idea real soft at the time. It was kind of a half-baked idea, but it was really well received in the room. So, we decided to move forward with it, and then just literally started building it one day at a time. And then we leveraged our sales background by literally just picking up the phone and calling realtors and just saying, hey, we're a new brokerage. This is our model. If you're interested in learning more, let us know. And, one by one, we just started getting people that were interested and kind of built it from there. And then we also really built the business off of events like training. We were a part of a lot of marketing masterminds at the time, just really learning like the cutting edge internet marketing, the cutting edge social media marketing. And this is in 2011, 2012. So very early days of social media.
Sure.
Thinking about it now, it's hard to fathom like, Facebook was like brand new, like TikTok wasn't around, Instagram wasn't around.
Right.
So we were just kind of really at the forefront of that. And so we took what we were learning in these masterminds and we presented these as trainings in our events, and they were really well received. And each time we would put, fast action forms on every seat in the audience, and we would just do a real soft close at the end. Like, hey, if you like this, we do trainings like this all the time. And we also, we have 100% commission brokerage. And so if that's interesting to you, fill out the fast action form and we'll get a hold of you. And then each event, we would generate a couple leads. We would follow up with them, and we'd usually get a few agents to join each time.
Awesome. That's killer. I want to go back to the mastermind piece a little bit and talk about that. Why was it important for you guys to be in a room with the folks that are, where you want to be, that you can have as a kind of quote unquote board of advisors to help you in that, does this work type of thing, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. We're both really big on coaching and masterminds. Like we went to a Mike Ferry event before we even had our real estate licenses. It was basically a friend of ours who had gotten his real estate license first. He knew we had a sales background. He's like, oh my God, you guys are going to love this. So we went to the Mike Ferry event, and that, obviously was like very eye-opening.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Just how he was training on how to get listings with no marketing spend, just by calling expireds and for sale by owners, things like that.
Yep.
So that started us on events. And then from there, like I said, we were always big on learning, reading books, going to events. And then once you go to a lot of events, what you start to notice is, there's differences in people's experience levels. And, the more experienced people are generally in the higher level groups.
Mm-hmm.
So as we kind of, built our business and moved up, then we would go into the, more expensive masterminds and the more expensive coaching programs. And so we've always kind of been big on that because, as the old saying goes, you're going to pay either way. You're either going to pay in time or you're going to pay for the shortcut.
Yep.
And so we were big on just paying for the shortcut and being around high-level entrepreneurs that are, making big things happen and just taking those little ideas from each session and implementing them into our business. And, that's what helped us grow really fast.
Yeah, 100%, and I see it every day with the folks in our mastermind, right? It's just getting around that next idea, that next contact, that next opportunity. Yep. So talk to me a little bit about some of these things you went through on these changes, right? Like, I mean, you had the 2006, 2008 crash, so you pivoted to short sales. Had to be a mindset shift. Then you got to the point where now you're pivoting to a brokerage, but not just a traditional brokerage, a membership type of brokerage. I mean, so tell me about your mindset and tools that you use to make all these pivots and I guess stay sane.
Yeah. So transitioning into short sales was kind of a no-brainer because we were in finance first, like we were in mortgages first.
Okay.
And we saw these crazy loans that people were taking, and we would ask the people like, hey, to give you an example, we were doing 125% loan to value second mortgages.
Oh, my
125% loan to value, right? So they were giving out loans for more than the property was worth.
Yeah.
And we were just looking around like, this is great and everything, but what if the market goes down? And the answer from everyone was like, oh, don't worry, the market never goes down. And we were just like, that's an interesting perspective, but that didn't make sense to us. And then, we saw even more of these like exotic loans and people qualifying for loans for $1 million house on like a $50,000 a year salary. And it just didn't add up. And so we just kept thinking, well, what if, what is going to come next if the market does turn? And so we were kind of already thinking about it. Mm-hmm. And then that's when we discovered short sales. Like, okay, hey, if a property's worth less than what's owed on it, and these people need to sell, the only option is a short sale or a foreclosure or a loan modification. And so at that time, we thought, short sales would probably be a good bet, and kind of moved into that direction. And I'm sure you remember those days as well, but that was a lot of brain damage. Like, it would take a year to close a deal, and you would have to, you would send documents and then follow up, and we never got it, and we never got it, or then this rep quits and now you're with a new rep and you have to start all over again. So those days were rough. And like I said, that started to dry up just naturally as the market kind of came back over the course of a couple years. And then at that point in time, we didn't want to just be agents. We wanted to kind of build a team and a brokerage, and that's when we put all the pieces together to do the brokerage model.
Love it. Okay, so when you start this brokerage model, what are some of the challenges that you're facing, that you're coming across? I know, you had to reach out to all these agents and put on these events. What other challenges did you come across that you need to overcome?
Yeah, looking back, we had no experience as running a brokerage. We were a brand new model that we didn't know was going to work or not. So naturally, those are two big barriers when you're calling agents and
Mm-hmm.
trying to get them to join. It was like, well,
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
100% commission. How do you guys make money? And how do you do this? And how do you do that? And so it was a lot of, conversations, a lot of building rapport, a lot of getting people to trust us and really buying into the idea. And then always over delivering. Like we were always big on over delivering and giving more value than what we're asking for, because our philosophy was, by doing that, then the marketing almost takes care of itself, right? And that's what we started to
100%.
experience is the word of mouth started to pick up, over the course of a year or two, because, we were going above and beyond. We really hyper focused on our agents and making sure that they had the best experience,
Mm-hmm.
and then giving them a high commission split and all of those things and adding maximum value. And because of that, we would get a lot of referrals, and, that's how we were able to grow the business.
It's funny that you say that, give more value than you're getting. I mean, I'm reading The Go-Giver again, that book. I don't know if you've read it. And isn't that the second law? Give more than you receive. Yeah, it's just crazy. Well, that's awesome. But were there any other things that as you you started getting people, and were there any struggles in this or obstacles in the structure that you had that you guys had to overcome?
I would say just balling on a budget, learning how to do more with less, and which was a blessing and the curse at the time, right? Like we didn't raise any money. We self-funded everything, and we
Mm-hmm.
didn't have a lot of money. At this point, I was probably late 20s, early 30s, and my partner's a little bit younger, 2 years younger than I am. And so we kind of bootstrapped it. And so we had to learn how to really leverage these things that would allow us to do more with less, which
Yeah.
circling back to the internet marketing and stuff, we weren't able to run ads in magazines and billboards and all that. So we had to get really tactical with internet marketing and pay-per-click marketing and leveraging social media to grab attention and
Mm-hmm.
things like that.
And you have multiple businesses. I think you said you got a software, you got a property management company,
Yep.
you do your own podcasts. I mean, where are you finding all this time, and how are you managing all these different companies or businesses at the same time?
So I think ultimately it comes down to a couple things. One is great people, great partners, and then the other is great systems and being able to kind of leverage the great people and the great systems to be able to get results.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the software company, we have a partner. He's the managing partner. He does most of the day to day, and then we help where needed and kind of provide more of just higher level advice, maybe helping open up relationships, different things like that. And
Mm-hmm.
same thing with the property management company. We have two really great managing partners. They handle most of the day-to-day stuff, and then we're able to help with promoting it through the brokerage and
Right.
opening up our relationships, and just helping with the marketing and the growth aspect.
And a lot of those, I'm sure, are feeders, right? You're feeding each of your, all feeding up to your brokerage, right? Maybe be the top of the funnel or to bottom of the, but that's awesome that you put all those together, and then they'll help grow your business. What do you think in all the different things that you've done or are doing are truly your keys to success? Like, what are the things that that, hey, this is what got me here. This is what if I keep doing this, I'm just going to keep growing.
Yeah, so Probably a couple things. One, on the marketing side is just really understanding how to do more with less. Also, really going all in on your customers. I think that's huge because at the end of the day, if you can build a happy customer that will become an evangelist and spread word of mouth advertising. I mean, we all know word of mouth advertising is the most effective and the
Yep.
best, but
Yep.
most people don't spend any time building it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say like for people listening, actionable advice would be like create some sort of a referral program where you can like reward your great customers and really figure out ways that you can go above and beyond delivering value. Like if you're an agent, what does your closing process look like? What are things that you can do to maximize the experience? Because that way you're going to get more testimonials, you're going to get more 5-star reviews, you're going to get more word of mouth advertising, and all of those things kind of help to drive your business. That's like gasoline for your business,
Sure.
as opposed to just spending a ton of money on marketing. And then the other piece would probably be just getting good at delegating, like
Okay.
realizing that you don't have to do everything, nor should you do everything, and that you should work with people, whether that's partners or employees or virtual assistants or transaction coordinators or whatever it is. There's lots of things that you can do to kind of outsource the things that bog you down and delegate those to someone else so that you can focus on whatever gets your mojo flowing, whether that's marketing or operations or whatever it is.
Yep, it's the old who, not how, right? Get the right people in the right seats to handle the right things that we lack, that we have weaknesses in. What do you see a lot of people that are getting into, whether it's the real estate business, property man, what do you see people, what mistakes you see people making? Like what are things that people need to stop doing?
Um, I don't know if it's a stop doing situation, but it's more of a just being more consistent. I think that, if you're building your business on marketing, making sure your marketing is consistent. If you're building your business on prospecting, make sure your prospecting is consistent. Because we all do those things, when we feel like it, but being able to do it on the days that you don't feel like it and that you don't want to do it, uh, and just having that consistency, I think is what separates, from at least what I've noticed, the top producers from everybody else. They're consistent. They do what they got to do every day, no matter what, and they just keep pushing.
Okay. Any other advice or things that you would recommend that people maybe research or use or study
Yeah,
or
learn
anything like
AI.
that? Learn AI. Okay.
Yeah.
And I like to try to fish some things out because of some new trends and stuff coming into the business like AI, which is funny. At our mastermind in May, we're having an AI for real estate investing speaker. But how do you think AI is going to change the game
I mean, yeah, I
more
think
than
it's
it
going to
already
change.
is?
I think it's going to change every part of the game. Like I'm already using it daily. There's like I have an email management AI that helps me stay on top of my emails. Obviously, like ChatGPT is a daily use thing. There's tools like Opus.pro that will take, for example, this long form video and it will chop it up into social media bite-sized pieces. It does all the editing for you. So it takes, something that would normally take either you a lot of time to edit yourself or money to pay someone to edit it for you. This is just an AI tool that like you basically just feed in the video. It'll spit out 20 videos. It comes with titles. It comes with
Yeah.
descriptions. So just leveraging things like that. And then I also built a custom GPT that is like a realtor coach. And so if anybody wants access to that, right here is my Instagram handle. It's just Oliver Graff 360 at Gmail. If you message me, I will get you the realtor coach GPT, and that is basically just it's like your sidekick. Like you can ask it questions, you can
That's
have it
rad.
build out your schedule, you can have it, you
Is
know,
it an app?
It's a GPT, so it's basically like an
Oh,
AI
okay. Right.
inside of Chat GPT. It's just a
Inside. Okay.
customized version.
Got it, man. Cool. Well, that brings you to the next part. Like, how do people get a hold of you? I mean, you put on your Instagram. We'll put a lot of the other stuff in the show notes. But do you prefer them to call you, email you,
Yeah.
Instagram you?
Anyway, I'm at Oliver Graf 360 on pretty much every platform, and then I also have a podcast called Founders Club, where I've interviewed people like Ryan Serhant, Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki, a lot of the real estate legends. So check that out, and that you can find on YouTube and any of the podcast platforms.
Sweet. And that's where you'll find this one, same place, guys. Oliver, I appreciate you coming on here, man. I appreciate you sharing all that you did. Is there any last things that you want to tell our client or our audience? Anything about you or your business or anything you're working on?
I don't think so. I mean, if you guys need help with anything, I'm all about helping. I love sharing ideas. Like I said, been a part of coaching and masterminds for many years, and I always like to pay it back. So if anybody has questions or wants to chat, just hit me up, and I'd be happy to help.
Awesome. And once again, we'll have all your contact in the show notes. Oliver, thank you again. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Really good episode. I hope you took some good notes, and we will see you on the next one.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot, John. Appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.